Good morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to start with Jenny Power this morning. Jenny, it's been a beautiful past few days. Is this normal for this time of year?
Well, actually, with how warm we've been sitting in the afternoons, Nicole, it's a bit above our average.
I'll take it.
Yes, yeah. So we're trending above that average, seeing this widespread sunshine, but changes are on the horizon. While we have these picture-perfect conditions over Lake Coeur d'Alene, now's the time to make sure that you are thoroughly taking advantage of some of these days where we're seeing just plenty of sunshine. It is chilly if you're headed out, though. Right now, we're sitting in the upper 30s to even low 30s right now through the North Idaho Panhandle. But skies are clear. Winds are light out of the north at about 6 miles per hour sustained. We are, however, though, sitting right at the freezing mark for my friends over in Coeur d'Alene. 32 degrees, 30 right now for Sandpoint. We're at 33 for Moses Lake and 40 out toward Wenatchee. So it is also that time of year where you want the coat, the sweatshirt for the first half of the day. And then by this afternoon, you're going to want to lose it. Current satellite and radar for you, really reflective of what we're seeing in our live looks as well. Calm and clear. We are set to see widespread sunshine throughout the day and clear conditions lasting overnight tonight. Temperatures this afternoon will be in the low 60s to mid 60s. A look at how long that lasts, though, in my extended forecast. Nicole?
Thanks, Jenny. Let's take a live look at traffic now. We have a look this morning at I-90 and Flora Road, where we're not seeing any major congestion or backups. It's 6:02 now, and we don't have any major traffic on any of our major highways right now. If you're heading out the door, things are looking good, but if that changes, we'll let you know here on Up with KREM every 30 minutes.
Any nuclear material they should have will be removed. Any material, they should not have will be removed. Right now, their dust is deeply buried and watched 24/7 overhead. The president has been clear from the beginning there will be no Iranian nuclear weapons.
The Trump administration says they have agreed to a 2-week ceasefire with Iran, and new within the last hour, we heard from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. He says part of the deal is that Iran will not have any nuclear weapons. Iran says they will also reopen the Strait of Hormuz as part of the agreement. Here's what we know right now.
Today, a pause after nearly 40 days of war with Iran. This after President Trump announced he'd agreed to a 2-week double-sided ceasefire, an hour and a half before his deadline to launch new, devastating strikes on the country.
What the president did is he basically issued an ultimatum to the Iranians. He said, open up the straits, stop trying to hold the world's economy hostage, and we'll engage in a ceasefire. And that's exactly the agreement that we came to last night.
President Trump forged this moment. Iran begged for this ceasefire.
In Tehran, celebrations spilled into the streets. Iran's foreign minister says the ceasefire deal includes a 2-week safe passage for ships through the Strait of Hormuz in coordination with Iran's military. Iran has also given the U.S. a 10-point long-term peace proposal, which President Trump described as a workable basis on which to negotiate. The ceasefire comes after Trump's intensifying rhetoric, threatening on social media earlier Tuesday, quote, a whole civilization will die tonight if no agreement. Some Democratic lawmakers called for President Trump to be impeached or removed through the 25th Amendment.
I think it's very clear that Donald Trump is not fit to serve as president and commander-in-chief.
Some Republicans also expressing concern over the proposed strikes.
I do not want to see us start blowing up civilian infrastructure.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a statement he supports the ceasefire with Iran, but added the pause does not cover Israel's conflict with Lebanon.
Washington Representative Michael Baumgartner released a statement on social media. He said this was a positive development that made the world safer. Well, new this morning, members of the Idaho Air National Guard were deployed for the Iran war in the last few weeks. Idaho's 124th Fighter Wing are in what's called the U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility. We don't know where the troops are stationed or how long they will be there. And despite Iran's pledge to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, gas prices are still high. In fact, prices are slightly higher today than they were yesterday. In Washington, the average is hovering around $5.40. Idaho drivers can expect to pay about $4.30 a gallon. We'll monitor prices throughout the morning. The City of Spokane says it now has to pay the county an extra $3 million. Since 2011, the city and the county have had an agreement where the city pays the county for detention services. In 2024, the county charged the city about $7.4 million. Then last year, that charge went up to over $9 million. Because of that increase, they had an independent audit done to see if they could bring the costs down. The audit found no fraud, waste, or abuse. The county said it got more expensive because labor costs went up and the jail transitioned to a new medical provider. The city says they now want a seat on the committee or project team related to the jail.
I understand they want to be, in some of the decision making, but it's more the county's responsibility than the city's responsibility. I think what's important is that the City of Spokane and the county communicate.
The county says it all comes down to usage. The more the jail is used, the higher the bill will be. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown sent county commissioners a letter about how they can have a stronger partnership in the future. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office needs help finding whoever stole an urn of cremated remains from Fairmount Memorial Home. The Sheriff's Office says back on March 24th, somebody broke a wall in the cemetery and stole an urn that was inside. The Sheriff's Office thinks this was a targeted theft since there have not been any other reports of theft damage. They are asking anybody with information to reach out to their detectives.